All right, peace, love, and light, Cancer. This is just going to be your tarot reading for Gemini season. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, all of that information is, as always, in the description below. So go ahead and check that out by clicking the title. And while you're there, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. I am going to say our prayer and shuffle up, and then we shall begin. So, dear the divine God, our Holy Father, Yahweh, and our angels, thank you for being the highest form of good in our lives, for keeping our heads on straight and straying us away from negativity as best as possible. And thank you to the angels for the assistance they have brought today and the assistance they'll bring during this reading. Right now, I'm asking that you guys bless and protect this space, as well as the viewers, and myself, to ground us in our energy, Lord, so that way we know what messages to receive, and to gift us the keen discernment to know what to do with the knowledge received as well. Please grant us the ability to keep our personal opinion and bias to the side if you so choose, the strength to continue on, and the clarity needed to focus. And anything else that you deem worthy for this reading, please allow us to be the vessels to receive and deliver. Amen. Ashe. All right. So let's go ahead and see what's going on for Cancer in Gemini season. I'm not taking them because it's 2 cards. What's going on for Cancer in Gemini season? First things first is the rainbow. We're speeding through things, and I feel that we have a very frantic, well, I can't really say frantic, but it's like an exciting mindset where everything is heightened. We're speeding through our to-do list. We're speeding through everything. We're going somewhere. I just don't know where we're going, and we're accomplishing or knocking out a lot of things along the way that is pertaining to where we are going. Cancer for Gemini season. Cancer for Gemini season. The Seer in the reverse. Cancer for Gemini season. And those 2 cards still fell back out. One is the Sweat Lodge. The other is Many Paths. One in the reverse, one from the upright. So what I feel, we're immediately running into some type of like blockage. We're running towards some type of healing, some type of seer or seeing. Let me see, what can I get from this? We're running into spirit. We're running into God. We're running into Yahweh. And then we have the Sweat Lodge and the Many Paths. We're entering into our light. And the maze. And some type of maze. I need a clarification on this Many Paths card. I need a clarification on this Many Paths card. What is this Many Paths? That flew out. Bad luck. The Wheel of Fortune. Where our dreams come true. Our dreams not coming true. With the 6 of Wands. This is unvictory. Well, this is not a victory, so this is failure. This is commanding. This is also the beginning of a leadership. This is honor in the upright, so this is unhonorable. We're running into a bad situation. We're entering into our light and the bad situations of it. I feel that God is going to take us, Cancer, to see what is the negative what affects the negative effects. There it is. What is where God is blah. God is taking us to see the negative effects of our light, our selflessness. God is taking us to see the negative effects of our light and our selflessness. But before we were running on this high road, running straight to, well, we had no destination in sight. And here comes God taking us to our light and its negative effects. So God is going to open up our eyes, which is why we have the seer card here. It's not in the spiritual, but more so in the physical. We're going to see how us being too helpful, just really too helpful, too much volunteering, too much putting others before you, too much serving others, too much making other people happy. We're going to see how those are taking negative effects. So the situation that would come in with that is like, you realize that because you decided to help Ashley today, you're not going to be able to do that favorite thing that you wanted to do today. And that's all because you were being too helpful. It's this matter of God is taking us to see how us not putting ourselves first is a bad thing. How us not being the ones to tend to ourselves and make sure we're together first is a bad thing. There is this message that I have to give to you of, if you are not right, how can you be right for others? If you are not right, how can you do right to others? If you don't have something, how can you give it? The same thing applies for our selflessness and our selfishness as well. If you do not have something, how can you give it? You can't give it to yourself if you don't have it, and you can't give it to someone else if you don't have it. If you are not right, you cannot be right or do right for someone else. So what do we have for this reading for Cancer in Gemini season? The Ace of Pentacles. By God's authority and wrath, we have lost our way. We have lost our life. By God's authority, we have lost our life. And through authority, we have lost our life. By being the one to delegate how everything happens, we have lost the life that is meant for us. We have lost the life that we are supposed to receive from Yahweh. We have lost that life. So now God is taking control and putting us right back on our path. But first, we're going through this learning lesson of seeing how being too helpful is a bad thing, because life is all about balance. And once you flow out of balance, having too much of something or too little of something, you begin to be hurt or harmed. So God is he's course correcting our path and putting us right back where we are supposed to be. But we have to see first how helping people too much is a bad thing. We got the Ten of Pentacles reversed. See, this is that loss of life, that loss of fulfillment. But with the Ten of Pentacles being reversed, that means we're only on step 1 of receiving the Ten of Pentacles. So we haven't gone too far, or at least with God's course correction, because we do have a major arcana out here. With God's course correction, he is putting us back on step 1 of obtaining a fulfilling life, just like I was saying. What else do we have for Cancer in Gemini season? We're back again with this Emperor card, but this time it's backed by the Six of Cups. Being open and accepting authority. I feel like we have to accept Yahweh's movements and Yahweh's hand in our life. So go ahead and tell people that you accept him in whatever it is that you are doing, because you need to see how being too much of service to someone else or being too good to someone else is a bad thing. Anytime that you are out of balance, it is a bad thing. Helping Ashley led you to not be able to go ahead and go grocery shopping, and now you're hungry tonight and you have to spend money on DoorDash or go out to eat, and it's taken from your pockets and you were saving up to receive something good. It's something along the lines of that. It's like Whenever we put someone before us, drastic things happen and we have to change a lot of ourselves. And that is how we winded up walking out of the life that we are meant to receive. And that is why God is recorrecting our course, but teaching us a lesson first, that we have to be good to ourselves first. 10-10, as I say this, that is completion. That's the number 2. The next step on this course is to be being good to yourself. But the first step on this course is to open up your eyes and to realize that being there for other people too much is a bad thing. There is such thing as having too much goodness in you. There is a such thing as being too much of service to others. There is a such thing as being too good of a person. And that all is in the image and the sight of you being hurt because you decided to service someone else. God wants you to stop harming yourself, stop hurting yourself, stop putting yourself in destitute positions or drastic positions or desperate positions because you decided to lend a hand to someone else. Knock that shit out the way. Stop being so damn nice. It's okay to tell people no sometimes. I'm not saying tell them all the time, but it is okay to tell people no sometimes. So let's stop being too goody two shoes and let's scale back and begin to put ourselves first on the burner, because if we cannot do for ourselves, we damn sure cannot do for someone else. What else do we have here? The 8 of Cups, a card of moving on, seeing that people were there. This is also a card of missing out. And then we have the Page of Swords. You're not being a person of your word to yourself. And that's what's causing you to unaccept where you are at in life. Because you're not being a person of your word to yourself. You're always moving on. You're always moving on to the next thing. You're always helping the next person. You're never doing what you said you were going to do for yourself. 12-12, as I said that, catch these angel numbers. You are never doing what you said you were going to do for yourself. It's always putting yourself later. It's always telling yourself you're going to do it after this. It's always putting yourself on the back burner. It's always making yourself last. Or maybe the next day, or maybe the next day, or maybe the next week, or maybe the next month, you'll finally get to that one thing that you said you were going to do for yourself. Going down this path leads to a place of harm for the self. Going down this path leads to a place of harm for the self. And the reason why it leads to a place of harm for the self is because it enters you into a depression. Because one day you're going to look up and you're going to see, you know what? I do everything for everybody else, but who's doing stuff for me? You're going to look up and you're going to see, I'm always helping someone else, but who's going to help me? You're supposed to help yourself as well as others, but you are the number one person that's supposed to help yourself. You are the number one person that's supposed to do for yourself, because if you are not good in life, you cannot receive good in life. If you are not good in life, you cannot be good in life. So you have to treat yourself well. And I feel that the major thing that Yahweh wants to get to here, or get you to, is you treating yourself well. Doing all of the things that you do for other people for yourself. If you notice that you need something from the store and you're used to dropping everything and going to go get stuff from the store for Ashley, go ahead and drop everything and get stuff from the store for you. You need to take care of yourself and stop being of service to someone else. You need to accept your first blessing, and the first blessing is you can help yourself. What else do we have for Gemini? For Cancer and Gemini season? The Hermit card. This is a time of isolation. God is going to put you in your isolation season. You're going to go through a season of isolation until you learn this lesson. So what's going to happen is you're going to feel this need to pull away from your friendships. You're going to stop answering the phone. You're going to stop hanging out with people. You're going to really learn to spend time with yourself until you decide to put yourself first. Once you decide to put yourself first, God will release you back into the world in order for you to actually be the one putting yourself first. So until you accomplish all those things that you had to do for yourself on 1515, until you accomplish all those things that you had to do for yourself on your to-do list, you will not be interacting with anybody. You're going into a season of isolation here. I feel like I can pull like 3 more cards, really. That'll be crazy if this is 3 cards, right? Oh, it's 4. I don't want to take these, but God hates when I do that. So we got the 3 of Wands, the 4 of Cups, the 2 of Wands, and the Strength card all in the reverse. This is something I'm meant to take. Reaching to accomplish something, unable to receive your downloads, accepting the bad position, and being weak, being hurt. This is a cycle that we're on, or a path that comes from making bad decisions, with the Judgment card in the reverse here. And those bad decisions that we make is to put other people before us. Like, we'll be reaching to accomplish something, and we need to do something for ourselves in order for us to receive that, but then we don't wind up doing it because we're unable to connect with ourselves. And we just accept the position that we're in, and it's weakening. It's making us weak, or it has made us weak, rather. Because this is where you are on this destination, is you have turned into a weak person. And this type of weak that you are is a person that is never the stand-up person saying, oh no, I cannot hang out with you today, Ashley. I can't run errands with you today, John, because I have to do something for myself today. That's the type of weak person that you are, is you're never saying those things. You are never saying those things. You're never doing for yourself. And you're always putting yourself on the back burner, so much so that it's hard for you to put yourself on the front burner. And it's because you have all of these things that you have not been a person of your word to or about. And you feel so weak because the weight of guilt and the weight and the burden of guilt is upon you because you're not taking care of yourself. You need to put yourself first. You have to put yourself first. You have to be the first one to do for yourself. I want you guys to really take some homework. And I want you guys to really practice putting yourself first by doing something that you need to do as soon as you wake up in the morning. Making sure that in the morning, or as soon as you open up your eyes, you accomplish what you need to do before you do for anybody else. I want you to put yourself on restriction, and you cannot help anybody else or be there for anybody else until you accomplish all of the things that you need to do for yourself. So go ahead and make a to-do list, and until you finish that to-do list, you cannot help anybody else. And that's the type of restriction that I want to put you on. So that's all that I have for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to book a personal reading with me or see more tarot, all of that information is, as always, in the description below. So go ahead and check that out by clicking the title. And while you're there, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. Peace, love, and light. And as always, be great.